G'day everybody, thanks for stopping by on this beautiful spring afternoon. Absolutely glorious day, long weekend. So what we're doing today is having a look at an updated version of a product that we've already done a review of previously. Now the reason I'm really happy to do this review is one, it's from a product that's made in Australia, and I really like supporting and doing reviews of locally made products, whether it be four-wheel drive stuff that goes on the four-wheel drive, like the bushkin sliders, the booze bash plates, or certainly the product that we're looking at today. So, you know, the local guy is out there, he's doing the hard yards, he's providing a really quality product, and of course the follow-up and the interaction with Alan was fantastic as well. Alan said, look, saw the video, appreciate it, thanks very much. They were the older version. I'd like to set you up with a newer version, and yeah, if you'd like to do a video on that, that'd be great as well. Certainly no pressure from Alan, much appreciated, and it'd be very much remiss of me if I didn't jump in and share it with you guys there as well. So mate, thank you very much. I apologise it's taken me so long to get around to this. I really wanted to test them. I don't like doing reviews of products that I haven't tested and haven't been able to put them through their paces myself. So I wanted to wait until we had some hot weather, put them in the car, see how the fridge was running, leave work, go out, get into the car that's been sitting in the hot sun, and just seeing how much of an improvement it made. I'm happy to report these have done exactly the same job as the other ones, and I would say it's got to be in excess of 10-15 degrees on a really hot day. Now I'm talking here in Australia, and we have some days up around 50 degrees, or we certainly have in the last few summers. Now I haven't tested these in a nearly 50 degree Celsius day, but I've certainly tested them. We've had some recent warm weather, we've been up about 32, 34. Bloody fantastic. Normally when I leave the office and I go and I get into the car and it's, you know, 30 plus odd degrees outside, you don't look forward to opening that door and climbing into the car. But I tell you what, these make all the difference. You can go and get it, it's still warm, it's not going to make it cold, but you can go and get in the car, feel a bit more comfortable, hit that aircon, your aircon comes on like that because it's not struggling to, you know, exhaust all that hot air that's already sitting in the car, and the whole experience is just better. Look, they're a great bit of kit. For your touring set, you're going to get two rear quarters, the two rear doors, and you're going to get the very rear door. So that's the whether it be barn doors or just a single opening door like we've got on the Pajero. This is a touring set, that's what you're going to get in that. Now they do a larger set which will include the front screen to cover your windscreen, and the two front windows there as well. But this is just the touring set, and that's what you'll get in that. Now this will be the set that I'll actually be giving away. Let's jump in and have a look at the new version of the solar screens that we've already done the review on. I'll put a link in the right hand corner there for you to have a look at the older version if you like. Now I did obviously ask Alan what was the difference between the older version that I had that we did the review on and the newer version. Luckily, I guess, because I was so impressed with the older version, he said there's not a great deal of difference. There's just some minor differences that you'll see or may not even notice. They've gone from 7 layers to 9 layers, which is only going to slightly increase the insulative properties of the solar screens themselves. They've gone with a thinner tape around the edge. Alan explained to me that some of the old ones may have dog-eared with the thicker tape around the corners. Not the case with the thinner tape, so they've done that to avoid that issue, which shows that as a manufacturer, Solar Screens Australia is paying attention to the feedback. Another thing that has changed is just, I guess, the colouring and the patterns that is on the back of the screen. They've gone to a bit more of a wavy pattern. As Alan explained, that helps to hold all the insulation in place, and it just works out better in the long run. Apologies, that's about the extent of my technical knowledge as far as the solar screens. What I can tell you about though is how they perform. The reason it's taken me 5 months to get around and doing the review, as I explained to Alan, these are solar screens. When I got these, it was basically winter. So if these screens aren't just for keeping the heat out, what they can do is keep the heat in. So if you're camping in winter, like I do in the back of the Pajero, these are really good as well. Sometimes you get condensation on the windows as well, which means you've got to crack a window to let that vent a little bit. With these in, I don't find that I need to do that. I just don't need to rug up as much, and I don't get as much condensation. Now the material on these is anti-condensation. I don't know how it works, it just does, and it just stops all that condensation on the glass and certainly from getting on the inside. I have a bunch of down sleeping bags and stuff like that, so I don't want to get those wet. So if I roll over towards a window or something like that, or touch it with a down bag, it's not going to get wet. That solar screen is going to help me there. I tend to only use these when I'm off-road. I don't necessarily have all the kit on when I'm on-road, just from a visibility perspective. If you're interested in getting in touch with Alan, he does a whole bunch of different four-wheel drives. He does camper vans, does trailers, all sorts of stuff. And he does custom work, I believe, as well. So if you need something, I'm sure you can get in touch with him. He can help you out there. I'll put his email address just here so you can have a look at that if you want to get in touch with Alan, shoot him an email. This is what the rear quarter looks like for the Pajero. Now I just want to show you how they are made. Now these are custom for every vehicle. You can see the cutout there which goes around that little hinge where you can pop and open that rear window. We'll give you a better look in the actual car. But that's the pattern of the older version. I'm happy to say that these suction caps that they use, these work really, really well. As shown in the previous video, they're just a standard suction cap. They do have this mechanism here which allows you to rotate the front. And now what I find is there's a little tab here, same as any suction cap. So if you need to remove these, you need to grab hold of that tab. So when you fit these to the window, rotate the back here and that will rotate as well. And what you can do is put that little tab in a position that you can actually get to if you need to pull these off. These hold really, really well on the screen. So if you're trying to get your fingernails under them and pull them off that way, you're gonna have a hard time because they don't wanna let go. So rotate that to a certain position where you can, to the edge, so you can reach under and grab that, and that'll make your job of getting these off much, much easier. Kit itself does come with a couple of spares, so that's really handy. So if these get buggered or broken or something like that, you don't need to worry about it. They've got a couple of spares. The outside, or the bit that will go closest to the window with the suction caps. Now while I'm over here, these also come in a nylon bag as well. 210 down here, I think they said. But just on the inside is written the production date. So this was the date they were produced. Now I had these in, I think it was less than a week, and I was very impressed. We're just in the back of the Pajero, and this is the new screen on that rear quarter. This is the passenger rear quarter. You can just see how well they're made and how well they just fit. Obviously Alan's got the patterns for these, you've got the patterns for a whole bunch of different vehicles. So if there's something else you're looking for, just get in touch with him. That is the pattern of the older version that you can see there, just a straight crisscross. If we drop that out of the way, you can see they've gone to more of a wavy pattern. They are so ever slightly darker and they're more of a matte finish rather than, this is a bit more of a shiny finish here, and I really, really like that on these. You can see from here, just looking at that, that is blocking out all but 100% of that light coming in, and certainly the heat that comes with it. Just to show you how easy these are to fit. When you push those into the corners, that strip is just going to fold up on that edge there, just like that, and it's going to make a nice seal and block any of that light coming in. So just get those right up in the corner. What I like to do with that top one is just leave it a little high, and that allows it just to get captured by the rubber there. And then what you can do if you like is just go along, just push that into the corners, and that just creates ever so slightly better seal. It basically presses against the windscreen and rolls around and just comes up that inner section there. That's all there is to it. Now, as mentioned before, I tend not to run with these ones in. I could run with the driver's side rear door, which is this one here. That'd not be a problem, but I don't like to run with that passenger side rear door over there, because I like to be able to look over my shoulder when I'm driving and have a look out there and see if there's anything, if I'm changing lanes or something like that. So normally I will just run with the two back sides on, and I do find that makes an improvement, and you get benefits of security as well in that people can't see into the rear of your vehicle and see what you've got over the back. So if you're somebody who forward drives, or you're camping and you're going places and have to leave your vehicle there for a little while, these aren't a bad idea either, because you're going to get that benefit of people not being able to see into the rear of your vehicle, and that obviously has its own benefits there. Now I really like that little bit of an overlap that you see around the edge there. That just allows it to just give it a better chance of blocking out that light, and I've got to tell you, as good a job as the other ones did, somehow these seem to block out just that little bit more light. I know it's certainly not from the additional layers, but I think this thinner line, this thinner border that they've gone around the edge with, somehow that seems to make a better join. It's a little bit more flexible or something like that, and it just seems to mold itself better to the frame of the car and wherever it's got to be fitted. Not much of a change, good improvement. Those of you who have a Pajero, or possibly any other four-wheel drive, we've got these stupid spare wheel hump that sits here, and we've got the Highline light here as well. Now that shouldn't be a concern for you if you've got a car that's got these sorts of things in. Again, these are custom made to the specific vehicle. Just to give you an idea of fit, I've just slapped that up there. I haven't put any of the suction cups on there at all, so I've just literally pushed the screen in the middle, and you can probably see that through that section there. But as you can see, none of the suction caps have been fitted. You don't need to be slobbering all over these, just a little bit of love on each one. Now when fitting this on my Pajero, I tend to find this section here at the top fitted first, where I'm happy with it. The rest just kind of falls into place. I've now got 2 sets of these Pajero solar screens, and obviously, unfortunately for me, I've only got 1 Pajero. Now, I had to be real careful because a number of mates kept like grabbing my solar screens and sticking them in the back of their car to see whether they're a fit. You can see Steve here, last time we went camping, grabbing the rear ones off mine when he realised I had a second set and sticking them in the back of his Land Cruiser 200. Solar Screens Australia will obviously do a set for the 200, but these just aren't a fit. Recently I've uploaded a video of a few years worth of content of going out and forward driving in the Pajero. You'll see that in the link just up there. It's been really popular, and I've had a whole heap of subscribers just come on board. Thanks for everybody that's just come on board recently, very much appreciate it. So with that in mind, I'd like to do something for my Pajero subscribers. I want to give the older set away, and I think it'd be great if somebody could get their hands on these and actually use them rather than me putting them in the shed. So the question is, what do we need to do to trigger the giveaway? With all the subscribers that I've had come on board because the Pajero, I think 2,500 views and let's call it 60 likes. In relation to the Solar Screen Australia products, Alan will supply these internationally, so if you're from another country and it's not Australia, don't worry about it, we won't hold that against you. Get in touch with Alan and he'll shoot something out to you. So with that in mind, when we get around to the giveaway, once we hit those trigger goals, I'm going to do exactly what Alan does, and I'm going to put this up for offer to anybody internationally. Don't care where you come from, I'll cop the cost as far as postage and getting it to you. I'm really excited about making this happen. I want to start doing a few more giveaways with products. Look, I've been really lucky with some of the suppliers that I've got on board with the channel and sending me stuff out for the purpose of review, Alan included. So I want to try and, I guess, help my viewers be part of that whole experience, and I want to start doing a few more giveaways. I do have a Bosch pressure washer giveaway that I'm trying to get kicked off, so if you're interested in helping me get that to the numbers and the views and likes and all that sort of stuff, there's a link up the top there, so you can go and have a look at that, and if you want to be involved, we'll get a video up hopefully once that hits its goals there as well. I'm not going to be doing them all the time, but when I get something that's an opportunity for me to give away, then I'll look at doing that. The only little caveat is going to be that if you win something in one of my giveaways, I want you to send me a picture or a video of you using it, similar to what I do here. I just want you to provide me a little video and a picture of you using it. That'd be much appreciated. So I want to make that offer to every Pajero owner that comes on board that has the appropriate Pajero and that watches my videos. And I'm really kind of hoping that somebody overseas gets this. We will just do a random draw. There's going to be no trickery to it. Keeping in mind I haven't done this before, so I'll have to figure out how to do it, how to get everybody's names in there and do a draw. But we'll see if we can do it live and you know, show the winner up on the screen there as it comes out, so it's a genuine draw. Now, one little trick that I wanted to share with you as well, and this is something that I struggle with. I purchased my first set second hand, and I got them off a Gumtree from a user who had a Pajero and was getting rid of a whole bunch of his stuff, and I bought just way too much of it. But when you're trying to pack these away, I was trying to fold them and be all delicate with them. But what was really good, when the new set turned up, I saw how the manufacturer packages them, which is kind of like trying to stick a tent back in a bag. It doesn't always happen. Luckily enough, it's really easy, and I was just making my life that much harder by doing it. So just lay them on top of each other, put your little ones on the top like that, and then just start at one end and roll them up. Just like that. You can take your bag, stick them in, and that's how they roll. Now I just want to show you something that I also just noticed. Keeping in mind, I bought these second hand. Now there is the year of the manufacture. Now I know this is upside down, but these were basically made in January 2013. So these are 6 years old, been sitting in the sun in the back of the Pajero in the heat. They look like they've just come from the factory. They don't look any different to the ones that Alan sent me out, the new set. So that's how well they're holding up. For me, they live in the back of the Pajero, so I've always got them on hand. So if I go away camping, I don't want to leave these at home because these are really handy. As soon as I get camping, as soon as I stop, as soon as I pull up, the screens go on, the fridge is running, and I'm off doing other things. So if you're interested in grabbing yourself a set of solar screens from Solar Screens Australia, emails down the link, get in touch with Alan, he'll sort you out, not a problem at all. Thanks very much for stopping by, we'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.